Hello everybody, this is Hauslick, and today we are going to be playing a somewhat terrible build, which I've kind of discovered. I was playing around with a build, I had this idea when I was looking at the abathur talents, and there was a lot of things that did a lot of healing to the quote-unquote host. So I figured, why not try and make a healing abathur build, and see how that goes. Turns out it's terrible! But regardless, I'm going to show you today and show you what I mean by healing abathur, because I was explaining to one of my friends saying, what? Abathur can heal? Yes. Yes, he's a much better sieging champion. But yes, abathur can heal and actually turn around team fights with this build. But I will explain the problems as we get in. As you can see, I've been playing quite a bit of abathur because I unlocked the white abathur skin today. So the first talent we're going to be picking up is regenerating microbes.
Yes.
What that does is when we do our carapace on people, it slowly heals them over time, so pretty much a hot. So for people that don't know how abathur works, he's not an ordinary hero. The way it works is that his passive spawns locusts every 15 seconds and just goes down the lane, and it's quite tanky for the normal minions. So that's it there, that just popped up. So it's going to travel down the lane and do its normal thing. And he just passively spawns these every second. Abathur can also, for his W ability, like spawn these little landmines. They're not map wide, but when they come up, they provide a little bit of vision. Anyone that goes into them, oops, I will have to come here and see what's happening down here. But Abathur doesn't move. You don't move as Abathur unless if you have to, in case if you're in a really bad position. But of course, the closer to the lines you are, the better, because your locusts only last for a certain period of time. So if you're in a more trickier position, like a more risky position, you'll get more bang out of your butt with abathur when it comes to your passives. But I'll explain the rest of abathur's abilities. Now this is kind of the big thing with abathur here. He has an ability called symbiosis, which summons like a kind of like a mark on top of people that gives abathur unique abilities that only happen when they've got the mark above them. The first ability is ability just called stab. What it does, it just sends like a skill shot. Let's say pretty much just should stay in the line. The first thing it hits, it does damage to them. The next one is called Spike Burst. What it does is, it does like an eerie burst around the caster. Oh, I shouldn't have done that yet. But I'm going to see how I can help this guy. And his very last ability is called Carapace. Now this is kind of what this build focuses around, is the Carapace build. And I mean, I'm going to come to down here and see what people are up to. Looks like I'm not in a... I don't know how you call it. But now there's the Ooze Nova pinging people to get into the mines. So I will help them out. And his E ability, which is a bubble. So the blue bar there is the kind of the absorb. Or if you're a World of Warcraft player, it's pretty much a discipline increase ability, obviously. But most gamers know what a bubble is. And what it does, but the talent I picked up at level 1 is it gives them a hot while the bubble is activated. And the bubble will last as long as the bubble would. So I'm going to symbiosis Uzo because he's going to need it the most. Because these most are going to be tanking. But we've got some things happening down here. But the biggest problem with abathur, which I think kind of needs to be fixed, is the cooldown symbiosis. And as my phone is vibrating at the moment, but I will talk to that person later. I nearly saved him. So, as I said, it's all about focusing on the healing, which all comes through the bubble and other abilities. I'm trying to aggro the thing. There we go. I mean, aggro the thing. And there's Uther. Yeah, I think he's new. But that's okay, we're all new at some point. Now, a good thing about the abathur ability is if you put on a stealth champion, it will not reveal the people that are stealth. And I purposely aggroed the thing so it hits people, mostly the enemy team. And it doesn't reveal them, which is the best bit about it. So I can still do my abilities, but it might reveal where they are, because it could be slightly dangerous. But I'm going to start healing this a little enough. Now at level 4, I picked up the talent where even when I leave this somebody else's target, it still leaves the hot on them. So what I'm going to do is, it still leaves the bubble on them for like an extra period of time, and the bubble will stay on them. And thus they'll keep getting healed by the bubble. Which sounds good and all, but the biggest thing that you want in these, I'll talk about my level 7 talents, is that you can kind of go for a choice here. You can either go with networking carapace or needle spine, but I prefer needle spine because just the increased damage is better. This is kind of more for the pushing power, but I'm gonna go with needle spine because it's just better in team fighting, and that's kind of like the idea of this abathur build. Is more around team fighting than your normal thing. Than the normal siege build that abathur does. If you guys want to see like the proper siege build to abathur, I will show that in a later video. But I have an idea for what I'm going to do for the next video anyway. I'm going to jump on the gazebo here to help siege down the towers. And I'm going to pop a shield on him. Going to leave so the shield stays on him. Jump to the Uther. So now there's 2 shields. Both on, and Uther will slowly start healing up. And I shouldn't have left him yet. I'm going to jump on the gazebo here. Give him a quick top up of healing. And could be in danger, so what I'm going to do is my abathur self is going to step back a bit in case if they throw any kill shots my way. And I'm going to keep healing this Nazebo up, even though Zebo's got quite good sustain through his defense if he picked up that talent. He did. Which I'll do a proper Nazebo build some other time. Just note that when Nazebo gets a last hit, he permanently gains health and mana. So Nazebo can actually become quite tanky if he played really, really well. Now I'm going to pick up my ultimate here. And because I'm not doing the siege build, I'm going to do the ultimate evolution build, which I can show you exactly what it does. It clones a hero. So it clones exactly who I ever want. So I'm going to do something. It's pretty much the idea, and I go back to my original position. So I pretty much did that, played that fight as another Illidan. But of course, it helps a lot more if you can actually play the champion. That's why as abathur, it's a bit of a good idea to not play him as your first champion, because he's probably one of the more trickier champions to perfect. Another good little tip you can do if you're, because abathur doesn't really have siege giants, you can do quite a nice amount of damage to siege giants by using your mines. And it's kind of the closest thing. Also, the mines for abathur, it's kind of like the closest thing we have to like warding, if you know that term from other MOBAs like games. But yeah, there we go, team fight happening. Grab my ultimate up yet. No, I'm going to drop a mine down here. Are you prepared? Anyway, that Nazebo's in a fantastic spot with that Restless Spirit. And just that we're not doing very well in this game. So I'm slowly healing up the Nazebo. And the biggest problem with this build, which I'm showcasing here, is that the healing isn't that big. Yes, it can last a long time, that it's a very good sustaining tool, but it's not a very good team fighting tool. And you have to remember, Blizzard is calling this a hero brawler. So it's, yes, it's all about the map objectives, but the map objectives of this game is kind of what brings the people together. Oh, that's... yeah, that's not very good. I'm going to jump on that Zevo with no point. I'm going to jump on Musa. Obviously, one thing you have to note about, like, with abathur, all these abilities kind of work better on melee heroes. Because then you can at least hit the stab, it makes hitting your Q much easier, you can stab people much better. And I'm just helping out Illidan here, just by throwing these spines, and just giving Illidan some extra damage. Now what I'm going to do is that, the next talent, I should explain that. What that next talent, which I picked up, does is when I use Spine Burst, when I hit an enemy hero with it, it actually gives health. And the health scales depending on the level of the team. So the more levels we have, the more health that this ability is. For every hero that I hit with it, it heals per hero hit. So at the moment it's roughly hitting for around 104. It's hitting for 104. So I did on Illidan, and I hit 2 heroes, enemy heroes as spines. Illidan will get healed for 208 health, and goes up and so on and so forth. So it's a nice little ability. So I'm going to jump on the Uther here to help out. So there we go, there was that extra health that I was talking about. So you got healed for 104, but that's the biggest problem. It's not that much healing. And also in team fights, when I put the bubble on people, my carapace, they burn through that bubble so quickly that the healing over time isn't that beneficial. Which is kind of like the main point. And I'm getting hit by something. And yeah, that was scary. One of the biggest things you have to do as abathur is to make sure you know where you're standing and how much of a threat you could be. Because if they just kill you, you gotta help out. Yeah, while I was standing before, it was kind of dangerous. Now this place isn't as safe anymore. What I can do is I can hide in bushes and all that. So, it's not as bad. And also moving on the map is kind of important because your mines, your toxic nest, has have a limited range. Unless if you pick up the passive at level 1, I believe? No, it's... yeah, it's the level 4 talent where it increases the range of the toxic mines to global. Which I haven't personally played with, but when I first said it's usually you pick up the... what is it? Actually, yeah, I can actually pick that one up. That one's actually good actually. Sorry, I was an idiot for a second. So I'm going to do that, jump off him, and I'm going to jump on Uther here, and I'm going to be a better healer. I'm going to double heal Uther. I'm going to stun the Kerrigan. I'm going to worry about my talent selection here later. And he's Illidan. I'm going to give him that one because he needs it right now, even though it didn't quite help him. So I picked up there was Carapace, was Adrenal Boost. What that does is increases the movement speed of any hero that's affected by the Carapace. I can demonstrate here. When they have the bubble, increases the movement speed by 40%. That's quite a significant speed boost. That's why I didn't explain it very quickly then, because I needed to try and save the Illidan as soon as we leveled. Now I'm in a very dangerous spot here because Zeratul can just jump on top of me, so I'm going to go back to here. Because the biggest thing you have to... that the keeps and the the big towers, these big buildings here, they don't reveal stealth units. So I'll be boned regardless if I was still sitting there. Zeratul, who has stealth, who can do a lot of damage instantly, it can be a bit problematic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to help this node here. Anyway, as you saw, that was Zeratul popping his ultimate. What it pretty much does is every time he does an auto attack, but the target's out of range, it pretty much blinks onto the target he wants to auto attack. So I'm helping this Illidan out here. This Illidan's quite good. So I'm going to putting the bubble on him. It's a very tense fight. I miss the spike, but the minions kill Illidan off. But in that situation, anyway, I'm going to quickly come in here. Anyway, I did fail the that there. And the biggest thing when I see people and they talking with abathur and they see the abathur clone, they think they have to go save it. The biggest tip I can give you when there's an abathur in your team, don't bother saving the clone because the clone doesn't last that long anyway. And no, unfortunately, you cannot symbiosis a ghost form of Uther. For people that don't know, Uther's passive is when Uther dies, he becomes like a ghost, he becomes untargetable, and he can do his full set of abilities. Come on, shield. Oh well, doesn't matter. As I said, if I went the siege build, this tower would be dead already. We probably won't be as far behind on experience. And I'm going to help this Illidan out, clean out this night camp. Probably the next video I'm going to be doing is literally the beginner's guide to Heroes of the Storm. Like, mostly not talking about not doing all this, like the normal things that you do, like what the tutorial shows. But I'm going to be talking about more the actual game mechanics and kind of the mistakes that new players do at the start, and just talk about what they could do better. Anyway, this Illidan's in trouble, so I'm going to give him a movement speed out. I'm going to give him a quick heal in a minute and a speed boost. See if he can do anything with it. That was quite clever actually, using the wall. Anyway, this might not be the smartest idea. Oh, I just saved him then with that bubble. That was his Metamorphosis a bit of thing. I think it's called Metamorphosis, that ability. What it does is he just teleports to a location on the map and he does a load of AoE damage in that area. His other ultimate is kind of like the similar thing, but it's like a map-wide charge. So for people in, say, the Dota League, I think it's like the equivalent like Spellbinder or Spellbreaker or whatever that I don't know Dota that well. That cow person that does like the map-wide charge, but the charge is instant, and that's probably the better one. It's got on the hunt for Illidan. Anyway, I think, yeah, I did explain that talent. Because they are attacking Alpha. I'm not sure if I'll get to demonstrate the last talent here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and try and give the talent to Nazebo because he needs a little bit of healing and a little bit of my shield. Anyway, I'm going to jump on the Illidan here as soon as he lands. See if we could have done some duo action together, but no, I can't. Oh, I do not want to be in range of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide in the base so we don't die. Because when I die, I do give experience. Gonna see if Nova helps with this fight. Give Nova a shield. Stab. That's the problem. This whole build, I still can't save people. I'm not like normally do. Plus, the healing effect of Abathur does not affect structures, as you can probably imagine. So anything that normally heals Abathur, it doesn't quite work here. Anyway, I'm gonna... But yes, luckily, all the abilities, all the passives still work on creeps. So it can kind of work, but it's not as good as the normal Abathur siege build. Anyway, looks like I get to showcase the... Now for this, you can either go Evolutionary Link. As long as the ultimate hero is alive, the original target of the clone gains a shield equal to 20% of maximum health, refreshing every 5 seconds. So it kind of protects the player, but today I'm going to be showing off my personal favorite one, which is Hive Mind. What it does is, it allows me to have 2 symbiosis happening at the same time. Shields, spikes, whatever. And it will remain on that Nova.
The damned shall soon
so it's actually quite cool. It's a fun talent. See here, I've got them and all. Got this. So the opposition's now in the mines, but they've got 44, 45, 48. Okay, they're getting pretty much going to get all the skulls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. Anyway, he died extremely quickly. I mean, she did, Nova. I mean, not Nova, I mean, Kerrigan. Wow. Names. I'm still terrible at them. For people that don't know me that well. I am really bad at names. There was one time where I actually forgot my own name once. And I accidentally introduced myself as Puzzlick when I was introducing myself to my current employee at the moment. Which was completely fine because he actually plays a lot of computer games, so he's done it before, he told me. So it doesn't matter, what happened there was pretty cool. Well, I shouldn't have done that. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to stay in this lane, but the biggest problem is that our minions are having a hard time pushing. Now, this is a point of the game where Abathur becomes not as good with this build, because these locusts are not very strong, they're not very good at pushing, that the catapult kind of just outpowers the locusts. So it doesn't matter if you stay in the lane or not, they still doesn't help as much. So me and Illidan are gonna kill off that Zagara together. So Abathur abilities to help people in 1v1 scenarios is fantastic. That's kind of where this build shines. But in team fights, it's not that great. With the Hive Mind talent, it makes it slightly better. But if you're going to play Abathur, you're probably much better off going the Siege build. And now for the big crux of this match, and someone's asking me if I want to play a game. I will in a minute. So, I'm going to heal up this Nova. What it does. Look, it does 49 health per tick, right? Malfurion does that much healing with his little hot thing at level 2. Now that's the biggest problem with this build. It's not a very strong build. So we're going to attack this Kerrigan. Very nice by them. Kinda wish I put the thing on. I wish the thing went on Illidan, because the foot vision didn't want me. But I'm gonna keep it on. Okay, now it's fallen off, so now I have to swap. Probably better off going. Yeah, anyway, we've lost the game anyway. What I probably should have done was like ultimated Illidan. So there will have been 2 Illadins to burst down the Grave Golem before it killed our structure. Anyway, that is the terrible healing Abathur build. I hope you never pick this up in normal games, because as I showed you the weaknesses of it, and as I demonstrated to you, it does healing, yes, but it's not a lot of healing. I wish I'd shown you the numbers of it, and I will go for now. Talk to you guys in a bit, and I'll see you for the next video.